Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine, staying safe, feeling blessed in your homes. Dear students, in today's class, we discuss about unit number 4, uh, which is about cells and tissues. You know very well, you already learned in grade 8 about cell and tissues definition. So recall your grade 8 information that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of an organisms, and cell is basically consist of many organelles that perform a different specific functions inside the cell. While students, tissues are basically the cells which are similar in structure and perform similar function and make a group. Such group of cells are called tissues. In today's class, students, we discuss about the emergence of cell theory. We discuss about the historical steps that resulted in the emergence of a theory called cell theory. In previous lecture, uh, you discuss and we learn about the microscope, microscopy, electron microscope, scanning electron microscope, uh, while transmission electron microscope, light microscope. So first we discuss about the discovery of cell, which is by Robert Hooke, 1665. In 1665, Robert Hooke, an English scientist, was the first person to observe cell with a small microscope. So Robert Hooke was the first one that in 1665 observed the cell with a small microscope. He was able to magnify thin slices of cork 30 times than original size and was able to see individual cork cell. Look towards the diagram that showing the Robert Hooke observation of cork under the microscope. Next one contributions is uh, Antonin van Leeuwenhoek made much more powerful microscope than Robert Hooke. He magnified pond water 300 times and saw tiny unicellular creature in it. Students, unicellular creature mean that organism that their body is made up of only one cell, and that cell carry out all of the function needed by the organisms. He called these creatures as animalcules, swimming around. He was the first person to observe the unicellular organisms. And unicellular organisms examples include bacteria, protists, and yeast. In 1809, a French scientist, Jean Baptiste de Lamarck, also observed cells when he examined the part of plants and animals under the microscope. De Lamarck, when observed the parts of animals and plants under the microscope, also observed cells. He concluded that all living organisms are made up of cellular tissues. Next one is Robert Brown in 1831 discovered and described nucleus as the spherical body in plant cell. So basically, dear students, the nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown. Nucleus is the very important part of the cell that perform the functions. Look towards the diagram that's showing the different part of the nucleus, nuclear envelope, nucleolus, chromatin material, etc. In 1838, a German botanist, Matthias Schleiden, claimed that all plants were made up of cells. and the concept of Schleiden was supported by a German zoologist Theodor Schwann in 1839, who proved that animals were also made of cells, and they proposed that all living organisms are made up of cell. All the living organisms are made up of cells, and it is basically the full statement of cell theory. Dear students, during the 18th century, microscope were improved a lot, along with improvements in the quality of lenses. Now, what is lenses? Lenses is basically a transmissive optical device that focuses or disperses a light beam by means of diffraction. And a simple lens basically consists of a single piece of transparent material. It led to microscopy, which is becoming popular among scientists. In previous lecture, students, you discuss about the electron microscope as well as about the microscopy, the use of microscope. So basically, advancement in microscopy have led the research in biological sciences and other related fields. Diagnosis of many diseases such as malaria and large number of bacterial infection is now done through the use of microscopy. Electron microscopy is used to see and screen the tissues for various structures during diagnosis and for the infectious agents inside the human body. More than 204 million patients tested by microscopic examination in 2016. So, advancement in microscopy have led the research in biological sciences as well as in the other fields. In 1839, a Czech scientist Jan Evangelista Purkinje gave the name protoplasm to a fluid substances of cell. Inside cell, the fluid substances which is known as cytoplasm as well as protoplasm. So Purkinje Evangelista name protoplasm to a fluid substance of cell. Inside the cell, the fluid substances which is known as cytoplasm and protoplasm, and this one name is given by Evangelista Purkinje in 1839. In 1855, German scientist Rudolf Virchow changed the idea of many scientists by giving a statement that every cell comes from a cell. In 1862, the French scientist Louis Pasteur provided experimentally proof for Virchow idea, and he demonstrated that microorganisms such as bacteria could be formed only from the existing bacteria. Louis Pasteur gave an idea and described that microscopic organisms such as bacteria could be formed, mean new one microorganism, new one bacteria could be formed from already existing bacteria. Now students, the formation of cell theory. After the discovery of microscope, after this discovery of cell, nucleus, etc., Schleiden and Schwann summarized their observation into three conclusions about the cell. And after the observation of life under the microscope, so it took 2 centuries of researchers to formulate the cell theories. So Schwann and Schleiden was the two scientists that summarized their observation into three conclusions about the cell. So the 3 points, cell theory points, which is given by Schwann and Schleiden, are following. First one, that all animals and plants are made up of cells. Mean all animals and plants are made up of cells and cell products. Some organisms are unicellular and some are multicellular. Mean all the animals and plants body is composed from cell, while some are unicellular and some are multicellular. Students, unicellular organisms are made up of only one cell, mean their body is composed from a single cell, and that one single cell is responsible for performing all the function that are needed by the organisms. While students, multicellular organisms are those organisms that their body is composed from two or more than two cells, two different cells, and that perform the functions. And the examples of unicellular organisms includes bacteria, protist, yeast, while the example of multicellulars includes plants, etc. So basically, students, all animals and plants are made up of cells. Mean their body is composed from cell. Like for example, if the basic structural unit of wall is bricks, so same like the basic structural and the functional unit of all the living organism is cell. Cell are the structural and functional units of living organism. Mean the organism's body is composed from cell, and cell is responsible for performing different functions in organisms, while the new cells arise from the pre-existing cells by cell division. Mean the division process is occur in pre-existing cells through which new cells arises. So these are basically the three main points of cell theory, which is done by Schwann and Schleiden after after their observation. So this is all about our today lecture, which is about the emergence of cell theory. Hope you understand it. Uh, Thank you so much for your listening. Take care. See you in inshallah in next class. Till